Hey everyone, in this video we're going to talk about how to resolve a 5-7 chord. So last time we learned how to make a 5-7 chord, basically 4 consecutive lines or 4 consecutive spaces gives you the chord in root position. We also learned that there's 3 different inversions. There's root position, first inversion, second inversion, and third inversion, and those are usually denoted by the 7, 6-5, 4-3, and 4-2. We also learned, hopefully, that the 5-4-3 is akin to the 6-4 chord and that you need to be very careful with it. So what do we need to know to make these chords actually resolve properly? So you may remember that I mentioned they have 2 tendency tones, in this case the B and the F. So the B is the leading tone for the key, so C major is the 7th scale degree. That has to go up. The B needs to go up to C. The F really wants to come down to E. So the 7th of the chord wants to fall by step. The 3rd of the chord wants to rise by step. So let's do that over here. So the F is going to come down to the E, and up with the alto on the C, and the leading tone is going to go up to the C. So that's really all you need to know about how to resolve them. 3rd of the chord goes up, 7th of the chord comes down. So let's look at that with this next one, with the 5-6-5. So think about, okay, which is the 3rd of the chord, which is the 7th, where do they need to go? The 5 is always going to try and travel to 1, for now anyway, so we're looking for it to go to 1 chord. So the B is going to come up to the C. We'll have the tenor come down to the C. This the 5th of the chord has a little bit more flexibility about where it can go. It should go to fill in chord members that are missing, or where good voice leading dictates. The 7th of the chord wants to come down, so the F wants to fall to the E, and then the G could stay where it is. So that 5-6-5 going to a 1, you'll see the B is leading up to the C. You'll notice I put a 1-6 chord in here. I want to give you an idea of what the 5-4-3 chord looks like in context. So we're going to use this as a passing 6-4. So we're coming from the E down to the D, and then it has to go back down to the C. The leading tone here, the B, needs to go up to the C. So C, C. The F, which is the 7th of the chord, needs to come down, and then the G can stay where it is. So in this case we have a passing configuration for that 5-4-3 chord. The 5-4-2 chord is the only chord where you have to go to 1-6, and the reason for that is that the 7th of the chord is in the bass, so the F is in the bass. The F, we know, has to fall down to the E, and so that sort of dictates where it's going. So the F is coming down to the E, the B is going up to the C, the D, we'll have it go up to the E, no, down to the C, and then the G could stay where it is again. So 5-4-2 almost always resolves to 1-6. 5-4-2, 1-6. So let's listen to these and see how these resolutions sound. So easy enough, right? The 3rd of the chord goes up, the 7th of the chord comes down. So let's go back to our B minor example. So spend a little bit of time with this, see exactly how each chord is going to resolve, and then we'll look at the answers together. Okay, so in this one, the A sharp is the leading tone. It needs to go up to B. This F sharp is the 5. We're going to just bring it down to 1. So root position 5 to 1. And then the E, the 7th of the chord, has to come down to D, and then we'll overlap those two. Okay, the second one, we have the third of the chord in the bass, so the leading tone needs to go up. The C sharp can come down. The E is the seventh of the chord, it needs to come down, and F can stay where it is. This one, the A sharp is the third of the chord, it needs to go up. We'll have the C sharp go down. The F stay where it is, and the E is the seventh of the chord, so it needs to come down. And then this last one, remember that 4-2 always goes to 1-6. And the A sharp goes up. So hopefully you resolved them in the same way. All you need to remember, leading tone goes up, seventh of the chord comes down, and you will get A pluses on everything forever. Okay.